안녕하세요. 서인TV의 제니스입니다. 오늘도 아주 조금 좋은 페파피그 책을 읽을 건데요. 오늘은 아주 자연의 책인데 페파피그가 합쳐진 자연의 책입니다. 자, 오늘의 자연의 책은 일단은 두 가지입니다. 이 책은 왜 자연의 책이냐고요? 이거 읽어보면 아실 텐데 이건 자연의 책입니다. 왜냐? 이거는 컴퓨터에 대한 건데 컴퓨터는 자연이기 때문에 그렇게 할 수 있게 되었습니다. 자, 여기에서 어떤 책을 읽을지는 댓글로 지금 당장 적어주세요. 제가 지금 댓글이 못 봐서 일단은 그냥 제가 골라볼게요. 여기 궁금한 사람이 많을 것 같아요. 그러니까 이 책을 읽을게요. 먼저. 자, 읽으려 고고고. Grandpa Pig's Computer. Peppa and George are at Granny and Grandpa Pig's house. Their cuckoo clock is broken. Can you mend it, please, Grandpa? Says Peppa. Grandpa Pig is very good at fixing things. Grandpa Pig mends things in his shed. I will take a look inside the clock, says Grandpa Pig. He left the top of the cuckoo clock. The clock falls apart. Now it's really broken, cries Peppa. I wonder if I got a book of clocks, says Grandpa Pig. He looks on his shelf and find a book called How Clocks Work. The book tells Grandpa Pig how to fix the clock. Hooray, cries Peppa. The clock is working again. Later that day, Mommy Pig comes to pick up Peppa and George. She has brought a computer. I can mend that, says Grandpa Pig. It is not broken, says Mommy Pig. I've got a new computer, so but you might like my old one. Granny and Grandpa Pig aren't sure if they need a computer. What does it do, says Granny Pig. Peppa shows them how the computer works. Look, Granny, you can write letters, says Peppa. The best thing the computer does is play Happy Mrs. Chicken, says Peppa. When you press this button, she lays an egg. George is the best at Happy Mrs. Chicken. George shows Granny and Grandpa Pig what to do to computer too. Perhaps we should keep the computer, says Grandpa Pig. Thank you. Goodbye. Bye. Granny and Grandpa, says Peppa. The next day, Peppa and George are having lunch. I wonder how Granny and Grandpa Pig are getting on with the computer, says Daddy Pig. The telephone rings. It is Grandpa Pig. I need your help, he says. There is a problem with the computer. What's the problem, Grandpa Pig? Asked Daddy Pig. Happy Mrs. Chicken has laid so many eggs it has broken the computer, says Grandpa Pig. We'll come round and pick it up, says Daddy Pig. By the time Peppa, George, Mommy Pig, and Daddy Pig get there. Grandpa Pig has taken the computer to his shed. He has found a book called How Computers Work, which tells him how to fix the computer. There, that should do it, says Grandpa Pig. Hooray! My grandpa is the best at mending things, says Peppa. So, you don't want us to take the computer away, asks Mommy Pig. No, says Grandpa Pig. I need it for important work, for letters and numbers, asks Mommy Pig. No, says Grandpa Pig, to beat Granny Pig's Happy Mrs. Chicken score. I laid 420 eggs, says Granny Pig. Wow, everyone gasps. So I got some catching up to do, says Grandpa Pig. Grandpa Pig loves playing Happy Mrs. Chicken. Everyone loves playing Happy Mrs. Chicken. 여러분, 그리고 제가 하나 말씀해 드릴 게 있는데 제가 지금 감기에 걸려가지고 조금 봐주셨으면 감사하겠습니다. 다음 책은 이 책. 자, 책을 읽으러 고고. Grandpa Pig's Greenhouse. Peppa and George are at Granny and Grandpa Pig's house. They race across the garden to find Grandpa Pig. Hello, Grandpa, shouts Peppa. George has found a ball and is playing with it. Careful, George. My greenhouse is made of glass, which breaks easily, says Grandpa Pig. Grandpa Pig throws the ball out of harm's way. The ball goes over the fence and lands in Granddad Dog's garden. Oi, who's throwing footballs at my greenhouse? Granddad Dog calls over the fence. Grandpa Pig goes to speak to Granddad Dog. Call that a greenhouse? It is a pile of rotten old windows, says Grandpa Pig. It will grow more than you do with your fancy glass box, replies Granddad Dog. Grandpa Pig decides to leave Granddad Dog to his gardening. Could I have some tomatoes, please, Grandpa Pig? Asked Granny Pig. I'm afraid the tomatoes aren't ready yet. Maybe Granddad Dog will let us some of his, suggests Granny Pig. Granddad Dog, calls Granny Pig. Do you have any tomatoes we can borrow? Borrow? You can take as many as you like, says Granddad Dog. Everyone goes into Granddad Dog's greenhouse. There's a lot bigger than your tomatoes, Grandpa, says Peppa. They may be bigger, but that doesn't mean they are better, replies Grandpa Pig. Yummy. This is the best tomato I have ever tasted, ever, says Peppa, tasting one. Says Grandpa Pig. Now, Granny Pig has baskets full of delicious tomatoes. We're going to make a tomato salad, says Granny Pig. Granddad Dog tells her about his special tomato and basil salad recipe. The problem is I don't have any basil, says Granddad Dog. My grandpa had lots of lovely basil, says Peppa. Grandpa Pig shows them the basil in his garden. In his greenhouse. Very impregnable, says Granddad Dog. Peppa and George are feeling hungry now. It is lunchtime, yes, asked Peppa. It's time to make the salad. First, we slice the tomatoes, says Granddad Dog. Then we use a little splash of olive oil. Don't forget to add these lovely basil leaves, says Grandpa Pig. Time to tuck in, everyone, says Granddad Dog. Granddad Dog tomatoes are marvelous, and Grandpa Pig's basil leaves are beautiful. This is the best tomato salad in the world ever, cheers Peppa. 이 책이 좋았다면 좋아요를, 이 책이 좋았다면 댓글을 달아주시고 둘 다 좋았다면 구독을 꼭 눌러주세요. 안녕.